So again, back up to this original room we were in, and we're going to keep progressing up the halls here. Still can't jump uphill. So now we have two possible places to go. As we're in this room here, we have the boss up here, private library door, and up the hallway. We're going to hit up the private library door because this is where our next boss, the Shade of Aaron, is. Aaron, however you want to say it. And I believe this is where our next quest item is here in the room. I don't know if it drops off of the boss. Yes, it does. Now this boss was fun back in the day because if I'm not mistaken, you actually had to have a mage tank. I believe it had something to do with the arcane explosion, the arcane missiles, and so you actually had to have a mage tank if I'm not mistaken. So mages, you had your glory days. But he was pretty hard if I'm not mistaken, if I don't remember correctly back in the day. So a lot of groups would wipe on him. And again, as you can see, if you take long enough on the encounter, he does spawn some mobs. They're just water elementals. So we're going to head up this pathway now. The one we originally had two choices between the two. And then as we progress through the rest of Karazhan, we're going to be coming up on the hardest boss encounter in this whole entire raid. One of the most difficult things to still solo in the game, and what was pretty difficult even for raiders back in Burning Crusade, and that is the chess event. Chess event was kind of a cool boss encounter. Just took a lot of strategy, a lot of coordination. It was definitely a testament to each raiding guild's skill, which was kind of cool. But first we'll go ahead and do this next optional boss. Which is Nether Spike. Comes in a room. Now he's worth coming in here to do, even if you're not necessarily looking for any drops or achievements from here, because he has I don't remember if it's guaranteed, but I know he has a chance to drop a couple of the Netherwing eggs, which give you 500 rep if you're going for your Netherwing mount, which was the mount I was riding on at the beginning of the video. So either way, this boss is worth coming in here and doing, just for that sake. You will want to try to kill him pretty quickly, because he'll start turning things around and things will get kind of dicey if you don't. So it's worth just dropping him as quick as you can. And again, so we got, okay, so one egg. I have seen him drop two before, so at least we know he can drop multiples. And then there are those really cool reskinned Bloodfang legs. Again, more so for leather wearers, but we'll pick them up just for kicks and giggles. Kind of a cool looking room though. You got the telescope going over there and all the crazy astral things and books and books and books. And a pretty massive room. I'm kind of lacking on information for Karazhan simply because I actually didn't raid it when it was relevant. I was in school at the time, and so I really didn't have the time to raid, or a guild that was really willing to take me along. And that was really when I started getting into PvP. Not good or competitively, mind you, but I really started growing a fondness for it. So I didn't really. So a lot of this is just information that I've looked up, read up on, talked to players from it that have that raided it and experienced it during Burning Crusade. So if I'm wrong on anything, I'm sorry, but please do feel free to leave any corrections in the comment section. And over here we have a member of the consortium. Kind of handy because he will actually repair your gear, and if you have honor with the consortium, you can actually pick up a couple of jewel crafting and enchanting recipes here if you want. And you can also sell your soulbound stuff that you don't want to clear up some space in your bags, which is kind of nice. So we'll just go ahead and sell all these things. Keep what we're going to sell on the auction house, or disenchant for materials. If you have an enchanter, a lot of these greens in here, they disenchant into that arcane dust you're looking for, and that stuff sells for a pretty hefty price still, so you can make some decent gold running through here and all that jazz. So here we are in the Gamesman's Hall. Now again, this is actually my first attempt at soloing this. I've only ever come through here with friends, so this may take a couple takes, so hopefully this goes smoothly. Alright, so here with the chess event, we're looking at a pretty straightforward strategy, but it is worth mentioning that you can in fact lose this to no fault of your own, just simple RNG, so be patient with it, give it some time, and hopefully again you'll have some luck. What you're looking at to do for starters is you're going to want to move the pieces in front of your king and your queen, or in this case King Lelaine and Human Conjurer. You're going to move them one space forward, so these two knights here, and then you're going to move this charger forward and then left a space. You're going to want to keep the buff that the king has up at all times as best as you can, and then don't be afraid to hop in and out of pieces and switch between the cleric and the conjurer if you need to heal your king. They both have some pretty good attacks range wise. The king's attack will hit 2 spaces in front of him, and anytime you do leave a piece, what you're going to want to keep in mind is that there's going to be about an 8-second debuff between when you can hop back into pieces. Things to keep in mind and look out for are going to be Midva will cheat, where he will buff or completely make a piece on the orc side or the opposing side go crazy. They'll get like about 2 or 3 times larger. They'll glow purple and there'll be a little icon on it saying like they've been enraged with Midva's power, something along those lines. You're going to want to do anything you can to protect your king, because again, if your king dies, it's game over. Watch out for fire on the floor. Midva will drop down, so you're going to want to move your king out of the way of that. And other than that, I think that's all you'll need to keep in mind. I suppose it's worth mentioning for the horde side, you're going to want to move these 2 pieces forward, and then probably your wolf on either side. I believe it would be this side over here then. Maybe either one, doesn't matter, I'm not sure. I haven't tried the other side yet. But again, so same basic strategy. And how you're going to engage the fight is talk to King Lelaine. Now, if you'll notice really quick, my interface is back to being standard. I had to disable my bartender because I think it was giving me some issues with being able to leave vehicles. So we're going to try it out like this, and hopefully there's no issues with leaving and entering vehicles. So let's see how this goes. So we got the buff up. There we go. Yep. So no problem there. So we can leave the vehicle. No issues. And again, you're pacified, so you can't use any of your movement skills. So we're just going to go ahead and debuff this done. So we're going to control the human footman. And we're going to move forward a space. Exit the vehicle. Wait for our debuff to dissipate. And you do want to try to keep moving as quick as you can. Just because again, this is kind of a time game. You only have so much time, and so you want to try to keep things going as quick as you can, because you don't want to waste your time. And the reason we want to move these pieces forward, because it gives our king some room to move and things like that. Obviously this is a lot easier with 2 people, but again, our attempt here is to solo it. So we're going to move him up and around to that white spot. And you do want to keep an eye on the king, War Chief Blackhand, just because you want to see where he's going to be moving to. Control King Lelaine. Buff up. Let's move forward here a little bit. So yes, you can see he gets spaces in front of him, so that's definitely worth it. Now, before we can get to the king, we want to try to kill the queen if we can, because again, he does some pretty gnarly damage, and we want to be able to get him out of the way, because again, being able to shoot forward a few spaces is a pretty gnarly ability. And King Lelaine is still at 100% health, so that's good news. Oh, there we go. So we want to move him out of the way, because you can see right here where the fire is going to be. And So now the only bummer with this is now we have to wait 8 seconds before we can move our piece forward to where he's able to attack in the direction that we need him to, but that's okay. Turn him real quick. Let's go ahead and leave the king really quick and see if we can do some more damage, some better ideas, some better things here with our cleric. Or maybe the cleric over here. Holy Lance. How many spaces in front does it go? I think it just goes directly in front. Yeah, so let's go and leave this real quick and get back to our king. We don't want to leave him by himself for too long. Let's check the conjurer first. What can he do? Oh, he's got some pretty cool abilities. Oh yeah, he shoots pretty far forward. Get some nice damage out here. Looks like we're in pretty good shape so far. There's Midva cheating. As you can see, those pieces here are, so as you can see, they're all like buffed up. There's only a few of them, but it's enough to be a pain in the butt. So we're gonna lose some pieces here. That orc is down though. So luckily his king piece is far enough away from ours to where it's not too much of an issue. We're going to want to go move our king real quick because their mage is casting into him. And that is no bueno. So we're going to buff up real quick and then we're actually going to move him over here. Hopefully the cheaty pieces will wear off soon. 30 seconds remaining. Dicey. Let's go ahead and leave this real quick, see if we can move our cleric up behind. King. Let's see if we can get a heal up on King Lilane before we peace out. Oh, there's Midva cheating again. So we're going to take it back a step here. See if we can move our cleric out of the fire first. And as you can see, there's just so much going on here. There's so many things that can cause you to fail. And again, no fault of your own, just RNG. So we're going to get a heal up on King Lilane. And as soon as his fire dies down, we're going to move him back in. Right behind the king here. Or the cleric, I should say. I guess we're not, because that wolf is going to step right in the way. Well played, Midva. Well played. Luckily the wolf is dead. step right in here. It looks like we should be just enough. As long as nothing crazy happens, we should be able to do this. We're at 75 and he's at 54. Just to maybe set ourselves up better to get a little more damage on King Blackhand or War Chief Blackhand. Let's move some pieces around real quick, because the King will continue to attack. And there's the cheating. Oh yeah, let's go over here real quick. Let's target our King and pop a heal out on him. So again, since he'll keep attacking, we're going to sit here in the Priest dude, the Cleric, and just try to keep heals up as best we can. Him. Since we have 16 seconds on that, let's exit. Go over to this dude as soon as our cooldown wears down. Pop Rain of Fire, that should do some decent damage. It looks like that's game. Nicely done. Nicely done. As you can see, not exactly the cleanest method, not exactly the cleanest way, but again, this fight is so random. I don't know if there really is a clean way. If it gets done really clean, you might have just gotten lucky. But as you can see, it is possible, very doable. You may just be here for a bit, just trying to make sure everything goes your way. Again, don't get frustrated if things happen to where you aren't able to solo it, simply because, again, as you can see, there's lots of cheating going on. It's mid of his house, he does what he wants. And your loot will be over here in this chest. And there's the shoulders, ironically, that I want on my monk. Not dropping for my monk. Guess I'll have to come back through here later. Now after the chest event is done, we're going to head up this hall. As you can see, opposite the end of where Midva is at, we're going to head up this hall and toward our last and final boss, if I'm not mistaken. Now we're going to cross our fingers and hope that the final boss here, Mr. Prince Malchezaar, drops the one and only Gorehowl. Axe is amazing. It also is where you're going to drop our tier 4 helm and a battle pet as well. Pretty cool bow for hunters. Very popular bow. Like a pretty gnarly blood feel to it. Also a really neat dagger. Very just kind of has that sleek, menacing look to it. And then also a pretty cool one-handed axe. A lot of cool stuff that drops from here. Lore-wise, there's not a whole lot known about Prince Malchezaar. He just kind of showed up. We do know that he is an Eredar Elder and quite possibly high ranking in the Burning Legion, but that's really all that we know about him. He apparently was tasked with looking over or overseeing the operations here in Karazhan, but we're going to jump right in and just wreck his face. There, he's got his decapitators out. So as you can see, a little bit more health on these guys, so they take a little bit longer to down than the classic WoW. But again, still not too... Dang it. We got no tier helmet token, nor our Gorehowl. That is unfortunate. That's what I get for making this video so long. But yeah, that is Karazhan. Kind of a challenging first intro into Burning Crusade raids, if I may say so. Just as far as, again, the chess event took so many guilds back. They were pretty floored with how challenging that was at first. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. It's a cool place to explore. Again, with a mount drop at the first boss, again, pretty cool. Pretty low drop chance, but as most mounts do have, again, it's what makes them lucrative and sought after. But a lot of bosses in this place, some pretty cool looking gear, and some battle pets if you're into those. And yeah, but that's how it's done, I suppose. Probably could have done a lot quicker and smoother, but again, for sake of explanation and making sure we didn't miss anything, figured it was worth it. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, favorite, leave a comment. If you'd like to see more content like this, please do subscribe, as we usually put on about one of these how-to let's explore videos a week, just kind of going in order of progression, and hopefully the PvP videos will continue to come. If you haven't already, check out my first full-length PvP montage. The title is Legacy, a Warrior PvP montage. I had a lot of fun making it. Some of the feedback I've gotten on it so far is pretty positive, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it, watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Again, likes, comments, favorites, they always help. It kind of helps give an idea of what you guys want to see, what you guys liked, what you didn't like. Again, hopefully we can kind of improve the channel and keep growing our subscriber base. Don't forget to share with your friends if they're interested in this type of content as well, and hopefully we'll be able to keep moving forward with this. If you have any questions, please do leave it in the comment section. I'd love to answer them, and I will get back to them as soon as I can. Other than that, that should conclude our run here of Karazhan, and I will see you guys next time. Metallic owl stares into your soul.